Yippee-ki-yay, mother... Hey, did you guys pay me yet? No, I'm not doing the scene until you guys pay me. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia. A Good Day to Die Hard stars Bruce Willis, Courtney, I don't know, he's Australian. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead shows up again in a cameo, and then you get a whole lot of Russian people. It's directed by John Moore, the brilliant, amazing director of Max Payne. That was sarcasm. And the writer Skip Woods, who I kinda like him, man, but the writing was a weakness. The A-Team, garbage, mediocre crap. X-Men Origins Wolverine, shit. Just bad writing. The story is that John McClane heads to Russia once he hears his son Jack McClane has been arrested after committing some kind of assassination for the CIA, which never gets explained anyway, and then you get thrown in with him trying to save a political prisoner, and then they bring in uranium, and a lot of people get shot, and John McClane says he's on vacation like 12 times, then he also says, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. But because it's R-rated, we get to hear him actually say it, and not the old yippee-ki-yay, mother... This is the 5th Die Hard movie, okay? We've had the backstory by now. I love Die Hard 1. Classic movie. Doesn't everyone love it? And this, my favorite sequel, both great. John McTiernan's a good director. Die Hard 2. I like it. I think it's underrated. It's got some problems, kind of a typical sequel. Good. It's still a good movie. Live Free or Die Hard, a disappointment. Goes over the top a little. Kinda... I wouldn't say betrays the Die Hard character and story, but it just doesn't exactly feel like a Die Hard movie. I still like it. This one, I pretty much knew going in. Everyone hates it. They say it's crap, it's shit, it's terrible. And I went in going, okay, let's see how bad it is, because I kind of just want to review and get it over with. And with those low expectations, I was still surprised. Now, it's not as big of a betrayal as like Batman and Robin was, because that was literally... derailed, kill a franchise. This isn't that bad, but it's still, I would put it kind of at the disappointment of something like Spider-Man 3, where you definitely don't like it, and it's bad. And I'd seen this movie like 2 weeks ago, so I've been sitting here thinking about it for a while, dealing with all the other Die Hard movie reviews, waiting to talk about this, letting it really stew up in my mind. And you get the first problem, Bruce Willis. He's always been good as John McClane. He's kind of weak in this, okay? It feels a little bit like he's on autopilot. Sure, to an extent, he's still John McClane. He's not just Bruce Willis running around in Russia. There's still, to an extent, he is still John McClane. Jai Courtney, his son, he's really good as Jack McClane. I like him. He's good. I want to see him in that Jack Reacher movie. I liked his character. There's a few parts where it's kind of the, oh, I don't like you, Dad. You were never there for me. Like I said previously, your dad's a badass. Get over it. And then you get all the Russian villains, and yeah, they suck. I mean, there's the one guy, he's a carrot, he tap dances. He could have been a James Bond movie. Not really perfect for a Die Hard movie. And then the rest of them, it's just, you don't know nothing about them. It's, what? It's political stuff, and they're going to launch nukes, and they got uranium. This plot makes no sense. They don't explain it, okay? And that's the problem. The story makes no sense. Die Hard was such a simple story. There's some terrorists. They break into Nakatomi Plaza, and they want some money. John McClane has to stop them. Number 2, terrorists want to take this guy. Die Hard 3, terrorists want some gold. Die Hard 4. Terrorists want to break down the infrastructure of the United States with computers and cyber terrorism. Okay, it's for the most part, I mean, except for number 4, it's all pretty simple stuff, and then this one, it's very convoluted and poorly written. It sucks, okay? The story sucks. And the director, John Moore, Max Payne sucks, okay? We know. Behind Enemy Lines, not the worst movie, but it's not very good. The remake of The Omen, haven't seen it. But I don't really like Moore as a director. Now, don't get me wrong, it's... probably, I'd say maybe 60-70% of his shots are like either bad or mediocre. It's a lot of just mediocre action. There is a car chase that is horrible. It was edited terribly and it's filmed like shit. The camera's just moving all over the place. You kind of can't tell who's chasing who, where they're in relation. It sucks. There's a few parts where good stunt work that you can actually tell what's going on that you like, but for the most part it just sucks. And then the rest of the action, the shootouts, it's either just badly filmed or just kind of mediocre. Like, you can tell what's happening most of the time, but it's just, I don't really care. I mean, does it matter anyway? John McClane is a superhero, okay? Why doesn't he have a cape? John McClane can't die, okay? He gets in the car chase. His truck flips like 12 times. And he just gets out and starts running. Not a scratch, not a cut, not even hurt. No wind knocked out of him. He's just fine. And then the bad guys, like if you remember The Dark Knight Rises when Talia al Ghul drove off the little cliff and crashed head first, kinda. She died. This happens to like some villains, and they get out and they're fine. I was like, come on, everyone's invincible in this. I don't want to talk about too much, but there's like, they go to fucking Chernobyl and have a big shootout in a radiation place. That is retarded. It's just, these people are all invincible. I mean, the only one that isn't really, I mean, John McClane, okay, Bruce Willis put on his contract, you can only put a little bit of blood on me because I'm Bruce Willis and I said so. I mean, Jack McClane, he'll get all busted up. The villains will. John McClane, the most vulnerable guy ever, suddenly is Superman. It pisses me off because it betrays that part of his character. And he's also kind of a dick in the movie, too. It's disappointing. It's not like a completely terrible... Some of the action, as I said, is okay. But for the most part, direction's pretty bad. There is some cool shots. No, not the slow motion shots because they use too much CGI and it looks kind of bad. But some shots actually look good, but when it gets bad and you can't tell what's happening. And for the most part, this movie's just really disappointing and it's not a Die Hard movie, okay? To an extent you got John McClane, but it's not a Die Hard movie. So I'd have to give A Good Day to Die Hard a D+, and should you check it out? If you like Die Hard, you're kind of obligated to, just to see, I guess. The sad thing about this is I know I'm going to buy the Blu-ray when it comes out because I'm a completionist, have to own everything. I didn't hate the movie enough not to, but, you know, it's just not a very good movie. Oh, God. So if you like this review, like or subscribe, comment below and tell me what's your most disappointing movie in a franchise. You know, the Spider-Man 3s, the Batman and Robins, the Superman 4. Do they all have to be superhero movies? I don't think so. The Godfather 3s, okay? My most disappointing, yeah, it's Batman and Robin. I think that'd be most people's because that movie sucks. So apparently, Bruce Willis wants there to be one more Die Hard movie. Die Hard 6, I don't know, is it going to be them in like a hospital dying of cancer or something? Yeah, there's Chernobyl. That happened in this movie. The writing in this movie just went so... At first it was okay, but... God damn it, Chernobyl... The writing in this movie, good lord. But Die Hard 6, this is going to be the last one. Bruce Willis wants Bonnie Bedelia to come back. Whole family reunion thing. Wants to be the last one. Hopefully they can make it good. Stop with all these superhero aspects. I know Die Hard 4, he wasn't necessarily a superhero, but he can take a beating better than he probably should. Die Hard 6. Put it in kind of a small setting again. Make him really vulnerable. And maybe kill him. I don't know. Please just make Die Hard 6 good. And take a while, okay? Take a couple years and think about what you want to do. Because this movie kind of almost felt like a rush job. Where, yeah, it was 2007 and maybe they waited 2 or 3 years. And then they're like, alright, let's just make a new one. Because Bruce Willis wants money again. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.